thing about sports is you play to win the game.
Coming at you live in the heart of Lincoln, America.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
On air and online at theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
The season has started and Minnesota is on the clock. Nebraska, of course, has started spring ball yesterday. They got another practice in today. And because of that, we're going to celebrate by giving our top 10 spring game memories here on the Ticket Water Cooler to open up here.
Well, you are, because I wasn't aware that this is what we were doing.
I am. You're going to react to it. This is my list.
You got to tell me these things.
Yeah, well, I just wanted you to react to it and see if you remember any of these things. Or we can include your favorite spring game memories as well, Rico.
Okay.
And
I have a couple.
Well, and I think it's fair, too, because, sometimes we get into this lull of, and we're all excited about spring game now and the spring football, but as it gets closer, it's like, yeah, this game doesn't really matter, and we're not really going to get anything from it. But there's been some fun spring game memories over the years, so I wanted to get us ready for that. And, of course, there's a pretty good way to get you in the mood for some Husker football talk. We're talking about the spring game. We'll just get the music rolling, blaring there for a second. As we open this up. There are some that didn't quite make the list, including my 12-yard touchdown run as a child while I was out there for the halftime show of Dare. Did you go to the spring games when you were a kid?
I went to one spring game when I was in middle school, but I went with the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh. Did they have the Dare halftime show?
No.
No. When I was a kid, they used to, it seemed like yearly. I don't know how long they did it, but if you remember Dare, you would pledge not to do drugs and alcohol, and you'd go on the field. And
As we all did.
As we all do.
And we all lied.
And, yeah, most of us lied.
No, we all lied.
But
it's
either
okay.
way, we got on the field and we had fun, and so I think they should bring back those Dare halftime things. I think that was kind of fun.
The kids would just lie.
I like entertainment, but yeah, either way, kids get on the field. I think that was fun. One that didn't quite make it as I was looking up some things here. The 2000 spring game ended in a 21-21 tie. It was the first time the spring game ended in a tie since 1950. How upset would you be by a tie at the spring game?
It's ridiculous, but it's a spring game, so it doesn't matter.
I know. You're in a weird situation there where it's like, do we go to overtime? It's a practice.
No, we don't.
Can we? Can you
go
to overtime?
You know what they should have done? A kickoff.
That's what they should do.
They should have, the field goal kickoff.
Yeah. So hopefully they've got some sort of plan if it comes into a tie. All right, let's get into the top 10 our spring game memories. And this one actually even predates me a little bit. So if there are better memories from beyond, we'd like you guys to share them too.
Yeah, this is for you guys as well.
Yeah.
402-464-5685, Starter Haven text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline, and Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You guys can comment on there. Give us your favorite spring game memories.
Yeah, and I should have asked these guys, and I will on the captain tomorrow ask about the 1995 spring game because that comes in 10th for me. We always say, sometimes the spring game stars don't really turn into anything, and so that's why you don't want to read too much into the spring game. Well, in 1995, the spring game star was a transfer by the name of Scott Frost, who had 3 touchdown passes. He was quoted at the end of the game saying, "I can't tell you how great it is playing in front of fans where 40,000 people show up for a spring scrimmage. We didn't have that many people at half our home games last year," as he was talking, going over there from Stanford. Mm-hmm. Tommy Frazier also had an 80-yard completion to Reggie Ball, which tied for the record for the longest touchdown pass. So a little bit of entertainment there as well.
Scott Frost guy didn't turn out to be much of a quarterback, did he?
He did all right. I think he won a national championship.
He did okay at Nebraska.
Yeah,
spring game stars, not much.
Yeah. Sometimes they turn out to be pretty good.
Whatever.
This is the most memorable, not necessarily my most favorite list. So number 9 on my list. I don't think I'll ever forget the two-hand touch football that we had last year. It's not going to be on anybody's favorite, but if we talk about most memorable, we talked to former Huskers that maybe haven't been paying attention. When we tell them that they played two-hand touch football. They're
Just disgusted.
They're disgusted and just shocked
Yeah.
that would happen at a spring game.
But remember Anthony Grant's really long touchdown?
Yes.
And everybody's like, well, he would have gotten taken down if they were actually tackling.
Yeah.
And then turns out he was actually really good.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty darn good. So
Didn't get 1,000 yards,
I think
but
that
it was super close.
That was part of it. Was like that was a good run, but he might have been tackled.
But
if
he
they
might have
were
been
playing
tackled.
tackle, or at least like attempted to be tackled.
But then, sure enough, the first couple of games of the season, he's met in the backfield every time he touches the ball. Didn't have a negative rush for the longest time.
Yeah. The end of the year.
So that
not.
play was pretty much, significant of the first half of the season for Anthony Grant. Get met in the backfield, break the tackle, and go for positive yardage.
That was the moment of last year's spring game. The moment of the two-hand touch spring game. So hopefully we'll remember that 10 years from now when I make another list with two-hand touch
hopefully
football.
it's
Maybe
not
it's
on your list
You don't
anymore
think so
because
anymore?
we have better spring game memories.
Yeah. Number 8 on my list, another one that is, again, very memorable, but not a great performance because there was no game. It got rained out in 2012. I don't know if you remember this.
I don't.
It was, but I'll never forget it because I walked from the bottoms, the Russian bottoms, and it was just drenched. Like me and the person I went with, everybody was like huddling as much as they could inside Memorial Stadium, and it was just like, there's no way they can play this game today. They eventually call it off. The only redeeming quality of it was they had a bunch of Runzas and Valentino's pizza. They said, just everybody get Runzas and Valentino's pizza and get out of here. And we did, and it was pouring on us. But that was a very memorable spring game. Hopefully not the one that we see this year, but
Yeah, hopefully we actually get a spring game.
Yeah.
But, if they want to give out Runzas and Valentinos, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yes, that was the redeeming quality of that was we did get free Runzas
A rained
and
out
Valentinos.
spring game.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You would think, because if that's like a game is going to be played.
Right.
But you're not going to play the spring game.
And I don't know because you get 15 practices. That's what's allowed by
That's
the
one of them.
NCAA. You don't just want to give up the practice. I don't know if they met for another practice.
They probably had their own indoor. They probably did it indoor.
Yeah.
Just no fans.
Yeah. So it was kind of sad. Hopefully that doesn't happen because we all look forward to the spring game. Number 7 on my list was 2015. Not for necessarily anything on the field, but this was memorable because Greg McMullen, who was one of the leading defensive players that year, actually left the team. He was his status was up in the air for the week leading up to the spring game. He let the team know before the game, and so everybody just kind of thought, okay, well, this is what it is, and everybody knows the situation. Mark Banker was asked about it afterwards. Here's what Mark Banker had to say.
On the defensive line, news from Greg McMullen, I guess, a little bit, knowing what he's done and the decision he's made. What can you say about his job?
I don't know. What has he done and what's his decision?
McMullen, I guess, won't be returning. Knowing that, I guess, what he's contributed, what can you say about his body of work?
I really don't have much to say, The big thing here is the guys that we have, in front of us here. Because I'm not aware, to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't had a conversation with them, and that was news to me as far as any kind of a decision. So I don't really have a comment to make on it. I apologize for that.
So let's see, the level of communication on that Riley staff, not always best, because I thought it was
gone?
hilarious. Yeah, it was like everybody went through the spring game. That was like the story of the day.
Yeah.
And you approach Mark Banker, the defensive coordinator.
Yep, the guy who's supposed to know this.
Yeah, this is supposed to be one of his best players going into the year, and he has to be alerted of it by the reporters after the game.
He's gone? Interesting.
I was like,
Well, I got nothing.
Yeah,
thanks for
don't have
breaking
much
that
to
news
say.
to me.
Yeah.
That is news to me.
So again, sometimes it surprises you, the lack of communication on coaching staffs. That was kind of a little bit of an eye opener for me, though they did have a pretty decent year as far as the Riley tenure goes in 2015. All right,
people are letting us know. Chase B says Scott Frost's first home game was rained out, and I was going to say it was lightning down.
That's right, it was. Lightning.
And somebody says the 2012 spring game was called off because of major lightning storms. Also, not just the rain.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to lightning.
I know it was coming down.
Yeah,
though.
they would have played in the rain.
Yeah.
They'd have been like, it's whatever. It's fine. They probably would have been more careful to make sure there were no injuries, but they would have played in the rain. But lightning, you don't play in that.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the lightning.
Shout out to Akron for leaving.
And those that believe that
wasn't Nebraska going to play the next day? Like, wasn't that a plan that was in talks? And then Akron was like, you know what? No.
Yeah, it didn't work for Akron's schedule. That's right.
Like, we're leaving tonight. I don't know what your idea is.
And it's crazy because people will still argue that maybe that would change the Scott Frost era. I don't think so.
Well,
maybe they wouldn't have been 0-6, but they probably would have been. That
would have been the first true game for Adrian Martinez. He would have got his feet under him, and then he would have gone into Colorado, and it would have been great, and not hurt, and then things would have been fantastic from there on out.
Well, here's what my guess would be, is that they would look really good, and then something would happen down the stretch, and they'd find a way to lose it, because that's what happened every other time Scott Frost coached a game in
perfect.
Nebraska. So that would be my guess.
So we would have just got an earlier dose of it.
That's right. Number 6 on my list, most memorable moments from the spring game, was in 2005 when quarterback Zach Taylor threw a spring game record 357 yards in a 42-14 win. This was in front of a record crowd then of 63,416 people. The maybe more interesting behind that was Joe Daly, the returning starter, was 4th on the depth chart at that point. He started for the opposite team. He was behind Zach Taylor, of course, Bo Davis, and freshman Joe Gans. After the game, he gave his Billy C comment, which is not a great way to just in any way acknowledge your head coach, calling him Billy C, who was Bill Callahan, and would transfer the Monday after the spring game. So very memorable to me that it was kind of the falling of Joe Daly and the welcoming of Zach Taylor. Interestingly enough,
I know that this is like not spring game at all, but I don't know if this was mentioned in the captain, but local, not super local, but Papillion La Vista, defensive end, 3-star, committed to Pittsburgh today.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Eric Ingerson. So here's his post on Twitter. First, I would like to thank God for the opportunity to receive a scholarship to play football in a sport I have always loved. Second, thank you for my family for all your support and love throughout the years. You mean the world to me. Third, thank you, Coach Williams, and all my high school coaches and teachers at Papillion La Vista High School for everything you have done to get me to this point. Fourth, thank you to Mike Mancuso, Eric Hotz, and Yano Jones for the extra work and sacrifice you have done to keep pushing and developing me into the player I am now. With all that being said, I am super excited to announce my commitment to the University of Pittsburgh. So a local kid, 3-star defensive end / tight end, I believe is what it says, / athlete from Papillion La Vista, class of 2024, commits to Pittsburgh. 6'7", 240 pounds.
That's interesting. We'll have to ask Brian Munson and see on Friday how close Nebraska was in on this guy, if they were.
Oh, you got to think, if he's going to Pittsburgh, he must have been at least recruited by Nebraska,
that's a
right?
Power 5 school. That's interesting. I would like to note, too, I know people freak out about some of the, losing in-state kids sometimes. You had to let 3 guys go that we heard about yesterday. 2 of those guys were local, so it doesn't always turn out if they do come to Nebraska. But yeah, that is of note and of interest.
24/7 does not have an offer to Nebraska. He has an offer from Pittsburgh, Northern Illinois, and Northern Iowa.
So it might just be that he got a Power 5 offer and wanted to jump on it.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll see.
Well, there you go. Eric Ingerson out of Papillion La Vista commits to Pittsburgh today.
We shall follow that story.
Yep, we'll ask.
As we move along. All right, number 5 on my list, most memorable spring game performances. How about Bobby Newcomb's 91-yard run in the 1998 spring game? Of course, this was the first spring game post-Tom Osborne. And, of course, and the other thing is you had the quarterback battle between Newcomb and Crouch that really heated up in 99. But 98, it was interesting as well. So that was just anytime you can bring up Newcomb versus Crouch, that's like a camp battle, not just locally known, but for college football fans, they understand that's a quarterback battle. So that was very memorable. The number 4 on my list, the most memorable spring game memories. How about Jamal Turner's flip into the end zone in 2011? Looked like he was the hot freshman recruit on campus.
That's the one.
And we were looking for the next Deshaun Jackson. The flip looked like a Deshaun Jackson-like flip.
Here we go.
Jamal Turner was going to be Deshaun Jackson.
And he wasn't.
Still got the winning touchdown against Michigan State that one year.
Oft-injured Jamal Turner.
Yes.
When he was healthy, he was great, though.
He had some of the most exciting I don't mean this in a rude way. Like, he had very exciting, like, 7-yard runs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He never was really quite able to break the big plays.
He was always just one step away from having that big play, and you knew, and everybody knew it. That's why the 7 yards, you're like, oh, here it is, and then you get tackled.
And the other intrigue of it for 2011 is, remember, he came in as a quarterback, and he came in as a quarterback saying that he could compete with Taylor Martinez. So basically, he thought he was a better quarterback than Taylor Martinez, and in 2010, Taylor Martinez early in the year looked like a Heisman candidate. So those were like, big words.
Okay.
So the Jamal Turner hype was real in 2011, and that's why it's so high on my list. Going from kind of a high note to a bit of a somber one, big moment in the 1996 spring game. They played this 2 days after the passing of Brooke Berringer. So it was a very somber atmosphere. They had a 3.5-minute film devoted to Berringer that was shown on the stadium screens, and they even had a player, Jeff Perino, actually, who was wearing number 18. He switched to number 5 for that game out of respect. And I obviously I was too young to kind of take this all in as a 6-year-old, but that's part of the Husker story, obviously, in that time, and that'd be crazy to think of playing a spring game in those circumstances.
That is very close proximity in terms of that happening and playing the spring game.
Yeah. So that's certainly memorable for those that were there. Number 2 on my list, most memorable spring game memories.
You gotta count it.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was. What happened?
That's not what I was going for.
Oh my goodness.
Let's try it
I'm so scared.
Oh, there he is, a cat. Meow. I didn't quite get the audio of there, but you hear a meow. And obviously, one of the biggest memories in spring game history was 2014 when Bo Pelini lifted the cat out of the gate.
And a shout out to Faux Pelini.
That's right.
Bo Pelini coming out with the cat. Nebraska hopefully having a great year. Had another 9-win season.
And that's my spring game philosophy, is based off that 2014 game. Bring in as much entertainment as you can. It wasn't just
a spring game.
Well, it just wasn't the cat that day. They had the offense versus the defense instead of your typical red versus white.
Yep.
They had Kenny Bell taking on Bo Pelini in field goal competition.
I like the offense-defense where the defense can score points for certain things. I liked that.
Yeah, that's a little more interesting than red and white and nobody cares who wins.
Yeah. Well, because then people switch sides, and they're like, okay, we need you to move over to the white side, we need you to do the red side, blah, blah, blah.
You don't even really know who wins, but they had, like, offensive linemen catching punts, or fielding punts.
Perfect.
I mean, it was just a lot of entertainment that I think they need to go back to. Of course, the number one moment, I think you guys probably know what this one is of the most memorable spring game memories.
It is Jack Hoffman of Team Jack coming out on the field right now in this 4th down and short.
For the red team.
Jack Hoffman, who's been adopted really by this football team, a young man who has battled brain cancer, is on the field right now for the Huskers.
One more snap for Taylor Martinez, too, who will hand it off to Jack.
So Taylor gets the shotgun set, gives it to Jack. Here he goes. He's got blockers out in front.
There he goes.
He's running the midfield. Listen to this crowd as Jack Hoffman, the young man that, as I mentioned, has really been adopted by this football team, just scored a touchdown.
So there you have it. Jack Hoffman's big run in the 2013 spring game. The play went viral and went on to win the best moment at the ESPY Awards. What a great moment it was. And unfortunately, I did my spring game thing where it's like, I saw enough and I left. Not before the Jack Hoffman thing. Yeah. Like 10 minutes before the Jack Hoffman run, I was like, I don't think there's really much to see here. Some backups. And,
not part of the crowd.
Pretty much and I left.
Wow.
So,
Bakoven.
I was a little disappointed.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I could have been there for the ESPY moment of the year.
You could have accepted the ESPY.
Yeah.
You could have said, I was part of an ESPY moment.
And I was actually at the end zone. I remember sitting there, too. I was at that end zone. So it's part of my...
Oh, you would have been right there.
Yeah.
Dang, Bob.
That's one of the moments that I wish that I would have stayed for. Another one that I remember that I wasn't even at the game, but I just missed watching on TV because I actually had to run here and do something for the Stars. But like the end of the Northwestern, the Hail Mary thing, I did not see that live because I was headed here and I was like, I thought anything, I listened on the radio. I was like, if anything, this is going to overtime, or like they're barely maybe going to kick a field goal or something.
Yep.
I don't remember what the situation was, but
that hurts, man.
Yeah, there's
missing
few
some big moments.
I
I watched that on
there.
TV, so
Yeah,
I've got that.
Yeah, I wish I would have, because that really only happens once.
Yeah.
You know.
I was at the Northwestern game where they lost in overtime, so that one sucks. But yeah, no, fun times.
Yeah,
fun times
fun
at the spring
times.
game. You didn't include the video game one.
Oh, I should have.
The
Yes.
2020 COVID no spring game.
Absolutely.
Let's do it on the video game and have build up the rosters and have former players on the teams.
You have spring game memories too. I forgot that one. That should have been in the top 10.
That was a great one.
That was a great one.
It was terrible.
I didn't watch it, but the concept.
It was a good idea.
And for us video game fans, it was cool.
Yeah.
But that'll wrap it up for this segment. We'll be back with some more talk here about maybe Pro Day. Cam Newton actually going to a Pro Day. Also, the Big 12 has a different idea about their Pro Day that maybe the Big 10 in Nebraska will think about a little bit. We'll talk about that coming up next here on the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. Boys State basketball is over, and here are your class champions. Starting with D2, local school Parkview Christian would upset number 1 Wynot 52-49. In Class D1, Johnson Brock would take down number 1 Sacred Heart 46-40. In Class C2, Freeman would dominate in the championship game over Amherst 53-35. Ashland Greenwood would take the C1 title championship, beating Auburn 54-24. In Class B, Scott Catholic beat Platteview 57-50. And in Class A, Bellevue West would finish on a perfect season, winning the championship over Miller North 64-41. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting with the brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Lights. All trim levels have $1,000 in discount, a $4,000 all light-duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on lot. Play It Again Sports at 49.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Are you ready for $0 cost individual employee health insurance? How about company paid life insurance? What about on-the-job paid training? Become part of the Landmark difference today. Join Landmark Implement, John Deere dealer at our upcoming careers. Chat along with our team to work with us. Fairs will be held at Landmark locations March 14th in Fairfield, March 16th in Hebron, March 21st in Holdridge, and March 22nd in Marysville, Kansas, and March 23rd in Beatrice, Nebraska. See more details at www.landmark.careers.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln it's a career, and right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which is $8.7 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums, dental, vision, and life insurance at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When I first started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, I weighed in at over 300 pounds. Now, less than a year later, I'm under 200 pounds for the first time since high school. I'm stronger, I'm healthier, and it all began with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and guided nutrition coaching to help you reach your fitness goals. Their next 10-week challenge begins on April 8th. If you're wanting to change your life like I have, head to theticketfm.com and click on Enroll Now on the homepage. Plus, get a promo code for a discount just for ticket listeners. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. First by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and
of the day, but could see some sunshine by late this afternoon. Much cooler with a high of around 50. Winds out of the south at around 10. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to around 37. Will be slightly warmer as we head into our Wednesday. A chance of evening showers, a high of around 54. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The TicketFM.com.
We are back here on the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket. Of course, it's been a lot of big news this week. It's going to continue tomorrow, so stay tuned. If you missed it, yesterday we announced that the Amon Green Show will be coming Thursday at 6 o'clock. Yeah. Thursdays at 6 o'clock here as part of our Ticket Weeknights broadcast.
I think it does start this Thursday.
Does it start on Thursday?
I think it does.
Well, sweet.
I'll have to make sure, so don't take my word for that,
yeah.
But I'm like 75% sure.
Pencil that one in for this week, but moving forward, get ready to hear some more Amon Green. That's going to be awesome. And then we heard from today that Adam Carricker is joining the Ticket family. He'll have a show from 12 to 1 on Mondays, so no Ticket Water Cooler that day, but 12 to 1, what much better. Adam Carricker.
Sorry guys. Yeah. We got ousted on Mondays.
We got to move. Adam Carricker threatened to take our spot. He's bigger than us. No.
I think I could take him.
Yeah, maybe combined.
No. Even
the two of us.
No.
Yeah,
we both lose.
He's a big WWE guy. So
yeah, exactly.
He's got a lot of the moves studied. So
suplex, DDT, whatever. We're done. We're done.
I could just imagine him, what is it, clotheslining both of us?
Oh, he would just pick both of us up by our shirts, hit us together, and then throw us. That's what he would do.
But he's not just an angry big man. He's a great former Husker.
Very knowledgeable.
And very good, and obviously has had a few years now experience with Nebraska media, so we're very happy to welcome Adam Carricker and Amon Green to the family. And you know what? This 93.7 The Ticket Husker hub type of thing is really coming together.
It's growing.
It's growing. It's getting stronger. More Huskers are added to the family, and I can't wait for the future to see what. Well, wait for tomorrow to see what the next announcement
Exactly.
is.
We've got more announcements this week, so stay tuned. We'll keep giving you guys announcements. Tune into early break because they'll be the first ones to break the news each and every day. So tune into early break, and you guys can listen to that straight from Sip, Jake, and Bill Bush. So like Bach said, Amon Green on Thursdays, starting maybe this Thursday, and then going forward on Mondays, we'll have Adam Carricker from 12 to 1. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be super fun.
It is. I can't wait for both those guys again. Big time, not just NFL Husker guys. I mean, it's.
I can't wait to talk video.
Names.
I can't wait to talk video games with Amon Green.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Amon, I want to talk football and Huskers and NFL. And I'm going to be like, hey, Amon, what's your favorite video game? Did you play The Last of Us? I'm just going to ask him things like that. This is going to be great.
Yeah. Pick his brain there.
Exactly.
He's a very,
ask him about his streaming career.
Yeah. Well, and obviously he's in town because he's helping coach now, right?
Esports coach at the University of Nebraska Lincoln. So ask him what games his student athletes are getting into.
Yeah.
And how they're sitting tourney-wise and all that fun stuff. So it'll be great.
And that's a growing sport. And
yes.
so we'll, hopefully as time goes on, be able to kind of be on the inside of the upgrowing of that sport. Also, of interest is the Pro Day is tomorrow. I think very interesting for Nebraska. A few different guys. Garrett Nelson, who was left off the invitation to the NFL Combine.
So weird to
probably
me.
has the biggest to gain here.
Oh, definitely, easily. And I've said before, I feel as if he's a workout warrior where you're going to see the best of Garrett Nelson during these workouts at the Pro Day tomorrow for Nebraska. So I don't know if he's – I would think that since he wasn't invited to the Combine, he's probably not right now projected to be drafted.
Right.
But I think he could work his way into that, especially with however many scouts show up to this Pro Day. With the way that he works out and the effort and intensity that he puts forth, I think he'll be able to hopefully work his way into either getting drafted or being one of those first people off of the board after the draft is over as an undrafted free agent.
Well, and you have to remember the NFL, a lot of it, I don't know what percentages is, but there's a big portion of undrafted guys in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I know the draft always gets, it's fun and everybody pays
You want to be able to
it,
say, like, I was drafted in, no matter what round
yeah,
it was. Like,
yeah.
that's just kind of something that you want to say, and it's something you strive for. But undrafted free agent's still pretty good as long as you're making the league, right?
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm excited for him. I think that he's going to get a shot one way or the other, like you said, and I wouldn't bet against him on making a team. He seems like a guy that, especially early on, if you're one of those French guys on special teams, can make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
He was good early in his career at Nebraska in special teams. Okay, so Pro Day is tomorrow for Nebraska, and there are other pro days going on as well, and that's where we have this problem that the Big 12, of all people, have seemed to fix. They have a plan now moving forward after this season, going into next year, of having a league-wide pro day. So all the Big 12 teams will gather in one city. I believe it's Houston. I could be wrong there, but they gather in one spot, and then all the scouts can make it to that pro day. And I think that's a great way of doing it rather than having it spread out again, because Nebraska's going to be, I don't know who else is tomorrow, but if you're at Nebraska's pro day and Clemson's doing it the same day and you want to send your scout, you can only be in one place.
Exactly.
So I think that's a great idea for the Big 12, and I think it's something that will probably catch on
Think so?
I think it'll probably catch on conference-wide because just that, it makes sense. It gives your players more exposure. And just kind of gets it all knocked out at once. So if you're, I don't know how much people really get excited for Pro Day. I like it because I was able to go to the Pro Day with Randy Gregory and Amir Abdullah, and that was very fun. I mean, that was one of the biggest Pro Days Nebraska's had of recent. But I think that there's a possibility these things could be done off campus fairly soon. Big 12's doing that route. I think it's a smart idea.
Just like a conference pro day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea. Like you said, you don't have to send scouts all over in the Big 10. The Big 12 is just looking out for the Big 12. The more players you get in the league, the more kids are going to want to play for Big 12 schools. Like, the Big 12 produces some really good NFL talent, regardless of whatever school you go to. So the Big 10, if you want to do that, instead of holding, a pro day, this day, and then next week you have a pro day where you have to go to Michigan and Michigan State and Ohio, like all of this stuff. It'd be really great. You could hold it in Indy. Why not?
Yeah.
You could just go back to where the NFL Combine was. And just be like, the Big Ten Pro Day in
the
Indianapolis.
Big Ten Combine.
Exactly. It'd be perfect. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be a really good look for the Big Ten. And then you get some former players in there who want to make it back into the league, a la Cam Newton at Auburn or DJ Fluker at Alabama. Some things like that. You get some former Big Ten players who maybe aren't in the league right now and want to make it back. They go to this pro day and they work out to impress some NFL scouts themselves.
Yeah.
Let's get everybody under one roof.
Well, the interesting thing from there, though, is would you have former players, like Cam Newton is going back to Auburn's pro day, could you have former players try to sneak their way back in?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, still, just add Cam Newton. That would help even better.
Exactly. It'd be fantastic. Like, I can't even think of any players from the Big Ten that aren't currently in the league right now. But, you just have them come back, have a quarterback come back and throw, or, have the quarterbacks throw, the regular quarterbacks that are trying to get drafted throw. Just have some stuff like that. It'd be great. It'd be really fun.
What do you think about Cam Newton going to Auburn's pro day? If you're a scout, are you paying as much attention in what he dresses? Like, if he hasn't, I think part of the Cam Newton thing is you got to bring the flair down a little bit. If you want to be a backup quarterback, maybe not.
I don't think he wants to be a backup. I don't think he wants to be a backup quarterback.
I don't think he does either, but I don't think he's got. I think he's at the point in his career where he's either
like you said,
a backup quarterback
there
or
ain't
out of the league.
32 more quarterbacks better than me. I don't know. I feel like Cam Newton could be in the league. I don't know where. I don't know how, but I feel like he could be.
He's not
in
your
the league.
plan though anymore.
No, you're not. The problem is you're not grabbing Cam Newton if you're trying to make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Which a lot of teams are doing that, and if you're grabbing Cam Newton and you're not trying to make a Super Bowl run, does Cam Newton want to go there? Unless he believes that he can turn somebody into a Super Bowl contender, even if they don't believe that they are. I don't know. It's interesting, and I think it's a good look for Auburn to include the former Tiger and bring him in. Just having former players back isn't really a bad thing.
Yeah.
Especially a player with the pull of Cam Newton. So maybe you do get more scouts because Cam Newton's going to be there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know about his NFL playing career in terms of a starter.
Yeah.
How much more he has there. But it's interesting to have Cam Newton throwing to your wide receivers at this pro day for Auburn.
Yeah, I mean he is a former NFL quarterback, former MVP. So if you want to get the good reps in, it makes some sense there.
I mean, who else would throw? Are they gonna have their current quarterback throw?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. I'd be excited.
I mean, the only problem would be if he's still not accurate.
Shouldn't Ndamukong Suh come back for Nebraska's pro day?
Ndamukong Suh doesn't need it.
He doesn't necessarily. We don't know. I mean, he barely got on a team last year.
Yeah, Ndamukong Suh doesn't need it.
Yeah,
he made the team for the playoff.
He definitely does not need to show out at a pro day. You're right. I'm not saying they did.
But should he come back? Should they have him back?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Instead of having if the offensive linemen have to move sleds, just have Suh come back.
You know what
move Suh.
Yes,
that'd make you look better.
Actually, that would be. That's a pretty good idea.
Would that make him look bad or you look good?
Well, it could make you look pretty darn good. Or, I mean, hopefully, if he stonewalls you, and then just say, well, that's his,
Yeah, well, that's Suh.
Yeah.
I moved him a little bit. He didn't get past me.
Yeah.
Small victories.
I don't know what you do there. I do wonder, though, with the new weight, I know they're doing the new weight studio or whatever you call it, weight room. What's going to happen to the Ndamukong Suh weight room, because he donated a lot of money for that.
Maybe they just keep the name and they move it to the new one.
I hope they keep the name. I think he's earned it.
They should bring him
and
back.
Not only did he earn it, he paid for it.
Exactly. Yeah. They should bring him back and have him his name on the new one, and have him smash a bottle of champagne to christen it or whatever.
I absolutely agree. I hope they do. I just don't know if that's in the plans or not.
Once it opens, they should bring all of the former players back.
But name it Ndamukong Suh.
But name the weight room after Ndamukong Suh, yes. But bring all the former players back to tour the new facility.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I bet
seems
they
like
will.
a great idea.
Yeah, I bet they will.
I hope they will.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
And you know what I also learned from Jay Gates being in the studio is that I don't know if Rashawn and Terrell are as plugged in at times, because they are having this player reunion soon, and they didn't know about it.
Oh. That sucks.
So, I don't know. Sometimes you talk about, well, they don't do enough for the players or this or that. And it's like, well, Maybe they don't have your email. If you've got a new email. So
well, Terrell did get a new phone.
Yeah, and Terrell did just get a new phone and email. That's probably why he missed out on that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyways,
I didn't get my email. I just
because you're not a former player.
Was mine lost in the mail as well?
This is only for former players. So.
I was a University of Nebraska athlete.
Were you?
I was University of Nebraska Carney. You knew this.
Well, I knew.
It's the University of Nebraska systems. It counts.
That doesn't count.
Sister colleges.
Yeah. That's not going to work. You're not going to get an email. Sorry.
Ridiculous.
All right, let's take a quick break here on the Ticket Water Cooler. We'll invite Nick in for the crossover in the happy hour coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and I'm protecting it now by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Get up to date while it's still free and stay protected. Learn more at healthylincoln.com.
Are you looking for a stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beers, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job. It's a career, and right now raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to Continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years, offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel. And we are starting to fill, and we have some great for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel. So do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck. So stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Mostly cloudy skies through much of the day, but could see some sunshine by late this afternoon. Much cooler with a high of around 50. Winds out of the south at around 10. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to around 37. Will be slightly warmer as we head into our Wednesday. A chance of evening showers, a high of around 54. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $10 off any athletic shoes $105 and under, and get $15 off any shoe over $105.
Choose from respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, On, and 361 Running. And don't forget the trendy Hey Dudes. A new shipment just arrived for this season. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in Lincoln.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Biker with Professional Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team's unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Biker with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth. 97 The Ticket. On 93.
We're back here on the Ticket Water Cooler for one final segment of the day. We call it the crossover, and we invite Nick Sainert in as he gets ready for the happy hour, along with Rico here coming up in just a few minutes. Nick, how are you doing today?
Good, guys. How are we doing?
Oh, not too bad.
I'm cold. I'm cold.
Rico's cold.
I'm really cold.
It is a little chilly out there.
Hey.
Speaking of weather, I mean, last night was just unbelievable.
Oh, it was fantastic.
You know how nice it is to be able to go outside and at around 8:15 or so, and it's comfortable out. It wasn't like hot or warm by any means, but it was better than what we've had. And then you also had a little bit of light still at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
I was like, this is awesome.
This is when you take the kids to the park.
This makes me think of baseball.
Speaking of baseball, Nebraska goes to Omaha today.
That's right. Yeah, big game.
No,
Inside
not for the College World Series.
That takes
just to
place
play
in
Creighton.
June.
Yeah.
Same place though.
Also not for the Big Ten tournament.
Also not. That's in Omaha again.
It is in Omaha.
Nice.
Mark and I were just
Hopefully
talking about the Big
Nebraska
Ten tournament
makes
Mark
it
will be
this
there.
time.
Yeah, I will be there as well. I will.
Will you?
Yeah.
Do you
the
think-
saddest thing was getting credentials for the Big Ten tournament last year, and then just be like,
Nebraska
wasn't there.
Nebraska
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Wah, wah.
Because like they had a shot to make it as like the 8th seed up until the last weekend.
And Indiana, what was it? The Indiana Lightning thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was-
yeah.
it was like some-
Wasn't it?
some
No, it was Purdue,
crazy-
wasn't it?
Or Purdue, yeah, Purdue.
Yeah, so they didn't.
It wasn't
ended up-
lightning. It was just rain.
Yeah, they ended
Yeah.
up not making it, and it was like, okay, do I go? I ended up going to the Big Ten championship game, and I was there in like the midst of 300 fans.
Well, and then because they had games, and they're changing it this year. They had games until like 3:00 in the morning
Yeah.
because of rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Love
it's going to be fun. Like last year, it wasn't bad necessarily. You can definitely tell when Nebraska's not there, which I think they need to keep it in Omaha, because if Nebraska's there / Iowa, you're going to draw more of a crowd than if you're in Minneapolis, where they used to have it at Target Field.
You don't think
where it's
Minnesota would draw a
it's like
crowd?
Minnesota
Yeah, Minnesota
will,
makes
but
it,
like Minnesota.
Why don't they have it in
They don't prioritize baseball.
Milwaukee?
They don't prioritize the city.
Oh, wait,
doesn't
Wisconsin
prioritize
doesn't have a baseball
the
team.
Golden Gophers.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But even I'm saying like Michigan or Minnesota fans don't prioritize baseball. I mean,
Yeah.
you would get Nebraska fans to travel up to Minneapolis because Target Field's also a great venue. But you know, I think
Cleveland?
TD Ameritrade would be good. Why?
Oh, why not?
Like you could say the same thing. Like I don't know. What if?
Why not
it
at
would- it
Detroit?
wouldn't have that. Like I was thinking, like what if they had it at Warner Park? Like we like other conferences do it at minor league areas.
That'd be nice.
Like not necessarily. It doesn't have to be Warner Park. Like the Iowa Cubs play in like 3 hours away from here.
How about the
They
Field
have
of
They have a
Dreams?
good venue. Like because here's the deal.
Get 300 people there.
You would probably get a decent crowd.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't, it would look a little bit bigger because TJ or like it looks like you have more people because TD Ameritrade.
But at the same time, TD Ameritrade needs to host because it doesn't do anything but sit there for most of the year.
That's true. But it doesn't. But it looks bad
and it's also
on
not,
TV.
We need to remember it's
it
not
looks bad on BTN.
We have to remember it's not TD Ameritrade. It's the Schwab.
Oh, that's right. The Schwab.
Yeah.
Charles Schwab.
Sorry, I forgot about that. It looks bad when there's like nobody there.
Well, guys. So like I thought when I went last year, it was funny because I went to like go pick up the credential or whatever to get into the championship game. I'm like, do I need to go? Like it was a nice day and everything, and I was like, how do I get up to the press box? And they're like, don't even worry about it. You'll be able to sit anywhere you want.
They were like, just like, take a seat.
I was like,
pull
okay.
out your laptop.
So I was sitting on like the third row behind the dugout on my laptop. Just
Sitting
at
first,
TD Ameritrade.
sitting first row, laptop on the dugout.
I'm just like, what is this? What am I doing right now? And so it was kind of funny.
That's wild.
Because like it looks bad on TV, but I had also never been in an environment like that where you felt like you were the only fan because there was nobody within like 6
Did people
rows.
sit out in the outfield?
No, oh gosh, no.
I was gonna say, did anybody go out and wait out there?
Everybody was under the shade. Excuse me. So everybody's like 20 rows up behind home plate.
So it looked even worse on TV.
Because they're just chilling up in the shade.
Yeah.
Because it was like an afternoon game.
You might as
so
well
because
you can
sun.
move wherever you want
to.
if
Yeah,
you need
sun.
to.
Yeah, so I'm just
Go
like,
sit in the
this
sun
is
if I need to for
ridiculous.
like an inning and a half.
This is ridiculous. Like I remember thinking to myself, like, this looked bad on TV, but now being in it, like, people are seeing me on the TV just like be the only guy sitting there.
Somebody said Big Ten tournament at Wrigley, Nick. Come on.
Whatever. I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, with that's the toughest part about like conference tournaments in conferences that don't care about baseball. Like 10 is like you have to find a venue that has the big ballpark feel, but necessarily isn't a big ballpark. They tried it, like I said, they tried it at Target Field. It was a great venue, but like, here's the deal: Tanner Lubach hit that home run in extra innings against Indiana, against Kyle Schwarber's Indiana Hoosiers at Target Field. It was one of the last years. I want to say it was like 2014 or something. But anyway, he hit it in extra innings, and there was just like nobody around the ball.
Yeah.
Like the ball landed in
And
like,
usually
row
have people
2.
running.
Yeah, it's like row 2 of the outfield, and you're like, there's nobody here. But then you turn on SEC or ACC. ACC
Packed.
plays at a beautiful field in downtown Charlotte that has an unbelievable view of the skyline. Look it up. Because it's like, that's the thing. And maybe you have the downtown and it helps the economy or whatever we're worried about with
The
Omaha.
economy.
But like, I don't know. Like take it, give it to like the Iowa Cubs or give it to whatever minor league teams are in the Big Ten path.
Well, I think it makes some sense to have it at the home of the College World Series.
It does.
I know.
And it's they're lucky that it's stationed in Nebraska too, because it gives them that easy.
Nebraska just needs to make it. I mean, that's the problem solver.
It plays at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park.
Minor league. There it is.
The 10,000 seat Durham Bulls Athletic Park, located in downtown Durham.
Have you seen the maybe it's okay? So it's not Charlotte, it's Durham. But have you seen pictures of it?
No, I'm about to look it up.
Man, one of the prettiest ballparks. It goes right up there with PNC, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The skyline.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's really cool.
Look at that.
So,
here we go.
Yeah, go ahead and turn that baby around.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
That's like a ballpark.
Well, there you go, everybody.
Hold on, that does not look like the right one.
Are you sure that's what it says? That's the Durham Bulls site. That's nice. That's pretty.
Oh, well.
Doesn't look exactly like you said, but it looks nice.
No. Yeah. No. I'll find it and I'll show you guys.
It's
real
okay.
quick.
Why don't they play?
I need to make sure that you guys understand.
That you're talking about the right one. The Big Ten can play at Great All-American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right there, got the water.
Well, listen,
play Kaufman.
Pretty soon they can go to L.A.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
Dodger
interesting. It's
Stadium.
Like, could they if Vegas gets a baseball team, will they eventually go to Vegas?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Which conference? Well, the Pac-12 didn't they play in Vegas? Or did they have a home for their Pac-12 tournament? The football.
I think
or
the
Pac-12
championship was in Vegas.
Was in Vegas. I said the Pac-12 kind of like they stake claim to Vegas. Pac-12, Mountain West, Western Athletic Conference, like those three stake claim to Vegas. Do you think one of the new power conferences I don't think the SEC can or the ACC.
No.
But do you think the Big 12, Big 10?
This is it.
You think one of them can stake claim to Vegas?
Big 12 might be able
2022 ACC baseball championship returns to Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay, so they're playing in Durham now, but they played in Charlotte last year. Oh, that's nice.
Okay, yeah,
Where's that at?
Pretty good.
Like where in Charlotte? Like who is it?
Downtown Charlotte. Hold on.
The Charlotte Mudcats?
I was gonna say, what
I
do you know,
actually don't.
like,
I don't know.
You know Charlotte?
Truist Field.
Truist.
Truist.
But here, get this. Nearly 59,000 total fans attended the 2021 ACC Baseball Championship.
Let's just go where the ACC
which
does.
ranks as the 5th highest attendance in tournament history. So, I mean, they get 59,000 people there because they prioritize baseball.
The Charlotte Knights.
We like field hockey.
AAA minor league,
Nebraska needs to get a
international league.
field
That'll wrap it up for the Ticket Water Cooler, guys. Happy hour coming next.